My question relates to gambling. So, I'm 58 years old, and I can remember vividly as a little girl sitting in a racetrack because my dad has a gambling addiction. Even when we were little, our vacations revolved around racetracks. So to fast forward to today, my mom always kind of made excuses for my dad, but she monitored the gambling. She unfortunately passed away in June, and my sisters and I were not prepared for the severity of his gambling. So he's now in an assisted living, and we set up an account for him, which gives him $30 for the week. He has very limited funds, and every single day he's calling us either at work, asking us to put more money on his card. He has no comprehension and no recognition that this is an addiction. He just keeps saying he needs to keep his mind off of everything. And then to further frustrate all of us, we have to take him to confession every week because he believes this is a mortal sin. So he basically goes to confession, confesses this, and then goes right back to what he was doing. When I said to him, Dad, if you know it's a mortal sin, then why do you continue to do it? And his response was habit. I don't know how to handle it.
Well, it is an addiction, and certainly it is serious and needs to be dealt with in that seriousness, because the culpability, that gets a little bit more difficult. But certainly, your father's instinct is right to go to confession, but we always have to remember that a firm purpose of amendment, and what I would hope is that the priest that is hearing your father's confession would really help him to understand that if he has no real firm purpose of amendment, meaning he's going to stop doing this. I mean, all of us are challenged to do that. And I certainly, hopefully in the less serious sins, but probably most of us find ourselves repeating ourselves in confession. That's just the honest reality for most people, I think. But when it comes to something that is serious, and gambling, certainly, just like alcohol or anything that is done to excess, it can become mortally sinful. Your father's situation sounds like there's several things going on with him, maybe having been in the throes of this addiction for so long that he sees no way to get out of it. One thing I think you are responsible for, as much as you can control the access to funds, to really continue to do that. And I'm sure your father won't like that, but out of real love for him, just like any other situation, when we have a loved one that is addicted to something, to continue to feed that addiction is not the loving thing to do. It may be very difficult, and your father may be even become belligerent about it. I don't know, but I think you do have a responsibility to do everything you can to limit his access to his drug of choice, which is gambling money away. And to help him understand sacramentally and faith-wise that he really needs to, it sounds like you tried to help him understand, he needs to do his best to truly turn from this sin. And a priest might be able to help him to embrace that challenge more deeply.